Pitch, your local sports show that covers all the local sports and a little bit more. With your hosts, Russ Ocker and Chad Lee Koestner. And now, here's the pitch.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pitch Sports Show on KCOG Centerville, and not just any old Pitch Sports Show. It's homecoming week here in Centerville. I'm Russ W. Ocker, along with me, Mr. Josh Price. The Hall of Famer Chad Lee will be coming along shortly, and we have got a big show. Plenty to talk about, Josh. We're both graduates of Centerville High School. Chad Lee, graduate of Centerville High School. There's nothing like homecoming week at Centerville. We like to think that we do it up better than probably anybody else.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've never been to another homecoming, so I don't know how anybody else does it up, but I know ours is a huge deal. All the alumni that comes back and the fanfare that goes into it, and, the community support around it. This year the Main Street group is putting a Big Red Fun Week together, and all the people that will be coming back here later on this week, and I always look forward to getting down there on Friday night. My reunion's coming up next year, so next year will be a big one for me.
20?
15.
Just 15. You're even younger than I thought. Man, oh man. This is 25 for myself and Chad Lee. So the class of 1990, ready to celebrate, have a good time, looking forward to it, because I go to chapel every year, have for years because of the radio, and it'll be nice to have my classmates back. There's always been a few, but now we should have a good presence there at the chapel. And, I didn't appreciate chapel as much as a student as I do as an alumni. It's a pretty special event.
Absolutely. You kind of take it for granted when you're a student. I was always the football player in the front row, and we were just hoping to kind of get out of there and listen to the old guys speak to whoever came back to talk, and we were just wanting to get down there and get down to the field. And, coming back and watching it, I've been to a couple since I graduated, and it's a whole different experience when you're the alumni rather than the student, for sure.
When you're the old person, yes, the kid.
Right? Exactly.
All right, well, we've got a huge show tonight. Coach Matt Krusich is going to be on right out of the chute to talk about the big cross-country meet last night. And then Daniel Harris is in the box today. Kylie Joyner will be here. She's the student council president. I think there's actually co-presidents this year, but she'll be here to tell us about all the things going on with homecoming week. It's such a busy week. The kids have a lot of fun with it. And then Denny Whitlow, those Moravia Mohawks, still undefeated on the year. We'll talk to him about their impressive performance last week. Got another big game coming up this week. And then, of course, Coach Tom Hill, Coach Chuck Evans. And we'll have our Hall of Fame challenge. And, of course, I'll be a little edgy tonight because a little after 7, my game gets going. The Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Chicago Cubs. And I'm in an area where most people are Cardinals or Cubs. There's not a whole lot of us Pirate fans around. And so I haven't, over the years, it's been a long time since I've had a lot to cheer about for the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah. So this is a big one tonight because I actually believe this one might be more nerve-wracking than the last year's, because I actually believe the Pirates are a good enough team to win the World Series. Not that I'm picking them as the favorite. The last few years, I don't know that I felt like they had the team to win the World Series anyway. I think they have as good a chance as anybody to win a World Series. But trying to beat Jake Arrieta, they've got the toughest task of anybody, too, because Arrieta is the best in the game right now.
Absolutely. The Pirates are definitely, but they've got Cole going tonight, he's something to be reckoned with on his own. And I'm just thankful as a Cardinal fan that you guys are both throwing your number ones, and so we will only get, probably whoever we play will only get to see the number one starter possibly once.
Right.
Coming up the next series. So this works to the advantage of the Cardinals. But both teams have a great rotation. When you have the 3 best records in baseball all in the same division, it makes for some really good baseball. And we talked a little bit before the show about how this could build up to be a huge playoff series coming up, whether it be the Cubs or the Pirates going against the St. Louis Cardinals interdivision. And what you don't hear talked about a lot is, like you said, the Dodgers are going to be a tough team, and the Mets, they kind of came out of nowhere this year. They've kind of surprised everybody all year long. So I'm definitely looking forward to the National League race here in the playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
We've got plenty of sports to talk about, and Josh is going to tell us about all things Hy-Vee. In fact, let's go ahead and do that, Josh, before we take our first break. You guys got a lot of great things going on. I know there's a lot of alumni out here excited about homecoming week as well, and well, you're sure going to take care of everybody.
There you go. We got all kinds of great stuff this week. We have select variety Hy-Vee cereal, 3 for $5, and save 3 cents a gallon on your Fuel Saver card. We have Hershey's Halloween candy in a 36 to 40 ounce bag. These are the singles for just $10.99 with a 5-cent Fuel Saver. Hy-Vee macaroni and cheese, 3 for $1.
We also have Pepsi 6-pack bottles, select varieties, 5 for $10. And then there's a big sweepstakes for the Fuel Saver Plus perks. The winner this week will win the Ultimate Tailgate Party. This includes a 2015 Chevy Colorado, a 60-inch Samsung Smart TV, and an Ultimate Tailgate Party catered by a Hy-Vee chef. So I can imagine that would be one heck of a party. So every time you swipe your Fuel Saver card, you are entered in to win that contest. So perfect time of year and kind of a suiting for us with homecoming week. What a great prize to win.
Boy, I guess. I'm going to be honest with you. I really like those Chevy Colorados.
Yeah, they're pretty sharp trucks.
Chevy has really stepped it up on that smaller truck. It is real sharp. So
we will grab a break. When we come back, Coach Matt Crucy joins us to tell us about the big night last night. They got great weather, and from what I hear, it was another phenomenal event out at the Manhattan. So we'll talk to Coach K right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appomattox County.
Hi, Chad. You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. And it's time now to get rolling on all these homecoming things that go on. It's a big week, a big sports week. And last night was an event that everybody looks forward to all year. It's our only home cross-country meet. Coach Matt Crucy joins us now. I'm hearing just shy of 600 runners out there. Is that right?
I'll tell you what, there was a load, and, the weather was perfect. It was a little bit overcast, nice and cool, probably about 65 degrees out there, and just wonderful. Had a great turnout. Kids performed well. Rotary Club showed up, handed out popsicles to all the kids at the finish line. The Big Red cheerleaders were out there handing out medals for us, and the kids were excited to be at home. And we had run the course, 4 times previous for practice, and it's nice to have a little home course advantage every now and then. And it just felt good to have that kind of showing. We're used to those kind of people showing up and helping us out. And we did miss the football team and volleyball team, but volleyball team was out of town, and football team had to make the most of their field opportunities to get practice in. And we don't want to interfere with that, but we always enjoy their company when they can make it out. And but like I said, the kids performed really well. I had some kids even knock 2 minutes off some of their best times this year, and which was really nice to see. And Emily Lewis, our star runner of the team this year, didn't disappoint. She ended up 9th with she's running just under, she's running like right around 21 minutes, a little bit over. And, she's showing that she can run with the best of them, because there was 19 teams there last night, so plenty of competition, and saw some of the kids from over eastern Iowa that we hadn't seen all year. We saw like Fort Madison, Keokuk, Fairfield, just a lot of runners that we haven't run against this year, and they always enjoy coming over to our meet, and everything went really well.
You only get the one home meet, but it sounds like that our meet is not as good as it gets. I mean, are all the other meets this big and this much hype on them locally wherever you're going, or does this one stand out pretty well?
Well, I think we do have the most teams, or the most kids from the most schools. Let's put it that way. Some of the schools don't have complete teams, like Mormon Trail and Moravia and some of the smaller schools. But at the same time, we have kids representing 19 schools. So that's pretty impressive. Oski is a big meet. I think they have around 15 teams, and Knoxville's a big meet where you're seeing, the Pella regime of 100 kids come in. You're also seeing Indianola and, Ankeny Centennial come in there. And, some big schools are attending those also. So, I mean, we see great competition on the road at some of the other meets, but I feel like our meet kind of is a very exciting meet, and I think the kids that all enjoy coming to Centerville to run this Manhattan.
All right, so when you talk about the smaller schools, like when you do run, is it when you say Emily Lewis finished 9th place, is that amongst everybody, or do you break up small schools, large schools?
No, we run all varsity kids together. So, like, let's say if like Moravia has 3 runners, they are automatically varsity runners, unless their coach just wants them to run in the JV race or you can classify your kid whichever way you want. But usually, just like us this year, we have 7 girls on the team, so I just make them all run varsity because I like to keep them together. And, you take your best 5 places. So, like, if Emily comes in 9th, she gives us 9 points. If Kiana comes in 20th, you go 29. Then you add up the 3rd place runner, which is usually Kirsten Bauman. Let's say she finishes around 30, you add 30 onto that. And you take your top 5 finishes and add their places all together, and the lowest score wins. So it's kind of like golf. And but you run 7 and you take 5.
So as a group, how did we do last night? Team-wise, we'll start with the girls.
Girls actually fared pretty well. I mean, out of 19 schools, we finished 8th, and that's not too bad when you're seeing schools like Ottumwa, Keokuk, Fort Madison. Albia has a really strong team. Davis County has a nice girls team. And, finishing right where we did is probably right where we deserve to be, right in the middle of the pack. Boys were a little farther down. I think they finished 12th. And at the same time, our guys are working hard. We're just not throwing in the kinds of times that are going to advance us as a team. But from where we started the year and where we're at right now, we are improving and we're working hard. And, I have no complaints in our attitudes and our motivation. I mean, our kids are coming out and they're doing their best, and they're personally getting better, but we just have a long ways to go to be a very competitive squad.
And what's left for you? We got to be getting close to the conference meet.
Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Conference is next Tuesday at Knoxville, so it's not a fun course to run. It's very challenging on the golf course out there because there really isn't a place on that golf course that you're not on a hillside somewhere. So you're either going down a hill, you're going up a hill, or you're on the side of a hill. So, but actually, Emily ran her best time when we were at the Knoxville meet 2 weeks ago. So hopefully that's a good thing. And and our girls fared well over there last time we were over there. And we like to go run the backside of the cemetery to prepare for that course, and that's one of our favorite runs. And also at the same time, we'll go out and run the Leela Bradley Trail or the Manhattan to prepare for that. And like I said, I feel like we're at the point now where our kids are performing at their highest level, which you need to be around conference time. And we have conference at Knoxville next Tuesday, and then it's either the following Tuesday or Thursday we have districts. And this year we are going to be classified 2A, like the football team, instead of 3A like we've been the last few years. And this is the first time we've been classified 2A, and I think we're going to be traveling to Columbus Junction to run. And this will be a whole new experience for me. I've never been there, and we've never run there, but hey, we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Let's break down each girls and boys. Then you look at it conference-wise. Will they take the top 10 runners?
Top 10 or all conference runners?
Okay, so obviously on the girls' side, Emily Lewis, she's got a real chance to be all conference.
Yeah, I think that really the only girl that she hasn't beat in the conference is Jordan Winkie from Albia, and this girl's phenomenal. She's put in a ton of miles in the off season, and she came into this season very focused. And I'll tell you, she went out and got first last night at our meet against all that really good competition. And I really think she's going to be a tough girl to contend with. But at the same time, I really think Emily's got a legitimate shot at being number 2. And I also think Kiana Lichtenberg and Kirsten Broman, if they put together their best runs, and Melissa Chapman, if she comes in with a little chip on her shoulder, which she does every now and then, all 3 of those girls could contend to be in those top 10. Kirsten was all conference last year. I think she finished in the 9th or 10th spot. And, I think she's very capable of doing it again. And Kiana is much improved from last year. And, nothing gets to that girl. Sometimes I don't know if she's even awake, but at the same time, she's a great girl, and she's done a really great job this year, and she's really become a strong number 2 runner on our team. And then, like I said, Melissa Chapman, when she gets a mean streak in her, she can really get out there and make some things happen. So, we have 4 girls that could really contend for a conference shot.
And on the boys' side, what's the chances there, or your thoughts on who's got the best chance?
Braden Lichtenberg's our leader, and, he's running around a 19:30 right now. And, last night, the number 1 guy that finished in our meet ran a 16:22, which is absolutely outstanding, because even Peyton Bush, I think his best time ever was around 16:40. So, that tells you where the elite run. And Braden's running about a 19:40, and I've kind of let him know that, if our goal is to get in the 18s for conference, and he's training hard, and hopefully he can dip down and get in there, but it's going to be a tough task, because I'll tell you, Davis County has an outstanding boys team. I think they were ranked as high as 4 this year. Albia has some great runners. Knoxville always has a few guys that can throw in some great times, and Sheraton this year, their boys team has really improved a ton, and usually they've been kind of the bottom trotters of the conference, and I think this year Sheraton has an outside shot at winning. I think they could give Davis County a handful in the conference run next week. But, Braden's probably got the best chance on our team, and Tyson Baloma, he's kind of like Melissa Chapman. I'll tell you, he's got a mean streak in him too, and when he really wants to take off, he's beaten Braden a few times this year, and he's a great starter and a great finisher. He's just trying to learn how to keep a pace over the whole course of a 5K, but he's done a really great job for a first-year guy. He's improved a ton, and, he's an outside shot at maybe making the top 10.
Coach Matt Krusich, the Big Red and Redhead cross-country team's home meet last night, another tremendous event. Both boys and girls putting on pretty good performance. Coach, I know there's a lot of people that make it happen out there. You mentioned some of them, but obviously Rick Kosrich and his crew do a great job with that. I'll give you an opportunity to kind of mention what all goes into making that meet successful. I mean, it can't be easy to run when you've got 19 teams coming.
Well, no, and I mean, it starts in the office with Courtney. I mean, Courtney is kind of our organizational manager of getting everything rounded up. And, the last couple of years we've been bringing in a chip timer, which makes things so much easier to run because this guy handles everything. And, honestly, you can stick those chips on your shoes and we could run every kid in one race if we really wanted to, and the computer would just dissect them down to their status of varsity, JV, junior high, whatever, and decipher all those kids. The only thing is, it would look like the Boston Marathon if you had all 589 running. But at the same time, what we did was we tried something new last night, and we had the varsity go off, and then we had the JV follow them 3 minutes later because the chips will automatically compute their times and throw them in there. So everything ran really smooth and faster. But like I said, it all starts in the office with Courtney, and then it leads to Rick and Mike Carney helping us a ton out at the golf course. They mow some areas so the coaches can get to the backside of the course a little quicker, and they mow the course up very well for us, and they allow me to go out there and I mark the course with utility flags so we don't have to mark it all up with paint. But at the same time, I mean, they allow us to come out there anytime, even if golfers are out there, and we'll just run right through them. And everybody's been so cooperative to let our kids run out there. And, you know, and then Rotary helps us out with popsicles. The cheerleaders lend us a hand with the medals. And then we have a great teaching staff that sign up for the event and help me. They supervise all areas of the course and tabulate, you know, they put all the scores out on the tables and hand all the coaches out their statistics and their medals and everything. And, you know, it just ran like clockwork last night, and it's just wonderful to work with such good folks that keeps us going. And even my old high school coach, Rich Chaponis, was our starter, so it's always nice to see him. And, you know, and a lot of the coaches that I coach with in cross country are old people I've coached with in the past in my coaching career, so it's always nice to reminisce with them about things. And, you know, it's just a perfect night. Parents come out and support their kids from all over the place, and, you know, grandmas and grandpas from all over the place are out there in golf carts, tootling around watching their kids. And we even have Kim Walker's dog out there helping us out every now and then. A wonderful dog. It loves running with the team. So I'm telling you, we just, you know, everyone that helped out last night was superb. And but everyone that lends a hand, we really appreciate it. And Booster Club always helps us a little bit along the way. I think they paid for half the chip timing bill. And so we're getting support from a lot of different ways, and just really appreciate it.
Well, Coach, thanks for stopping out. Congratulations on another successful home meet, and we wish you the best of luck in conference next Tuesday in Knoxville, right?
You bet.
All right.
I'll be back to let you know how we fare.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. Coming up next, Dan Harris joins us. He's in the box. That is next on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McKay, 75. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. It is time for our In the Box segment, brought to you by Northside Insurance in Centerville. Call Amy Gonerman and the crew at Northside Insurance Centerville, 856-3333.
You're listening to the best music from the 80s, 90s, and now on 99.7 KCOG Centerville.
And they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. It is time for our In the Box segment, brought to you by Northside Insurance in Centerville. Call Amy Gonerman and the crew at Northside Insurance Centerville, 856-3333. We're joined in the box tonight. So safe to say you're a farm boy? Is that a true comment?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start with your brother and sister. You said you got an older brother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys aren't too far off in age then, so growing up, you get along pretty well, or did he ever try to put you in a headlock? Or?
No, he's my best friend. Sometimes we'll kind of yell at each other, but we usually end up laughing later, and I don't know what I'd do without him. So,
is he, I mean, you're what I would classify as a big old boy. Is he a big old boy? Or?
No, he's more of a wiry build, but you don't want to mess with him. He'll get mad and just go at you.
Wiry but scrappy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And now your sister quite a bit younger. Now, did you kind of take a parenting role there, helping the parents keep a pretty close eye on her?
Oh, I think they do all right. But, I mean, when my sister gets a little older and she starts interesting guys, they better watch out.
Yeah. Then you're going to step in, right?
Yeah. Me and my brother will take care of him.
Now, does she go to Centerville or Moulton?
She goes to Schuyler County, actually.
Okay.
My mom teaches there. She teaches high school English, so she just rides with her.
Okay. And you started your career in Moulton, right?
Yep.
But what grade was it when you chose to open enroll?
Let's see. I did my junior year here at Centerville, so sophomore year I decided to come here.
Okay. Now that's out. And that was, had to be, I suppose, a difficult decision, but talk to me a little bit about that. Not so hard?
Oh, no, I really wanted to keep playing football. I love playing football for Coach Evans and this team. I just know the guys on it. You know, I've been with them since 7th grade coming over, and so, I wanted to do that.
Well, it looks like seeing you interact with this, with the group of guys, it looks like that you guys are all pretty good friends, got pretty good chemistry.
Yeah. They got my back, and I got theirs, so.
All right, so other than football, and we're going to talk quite a bit more about football, other than football, any other sports you take an interest in?
I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe throwing, but I'm not sure yet. I'm just taking one day at a time. So,
well, I can tell you right now, if Coach Darren Carson, who does listen to the pitch quite a bit, is tuned in, I got a feeling now you might get up the plate.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Yeah. Because Coach Carson, he's a pretty good old boy. I'm sure he's going to be, hey, Dan.
Yeah, I'll see. I'm taking it one day at a time. It's going by so fast. So,
yeah, you guys have, 3 games of the regular season left?
Yep.
Talk to me about the mood of the team. Obviously, the record isn't what you'd hoped it'd be. You've had some injuries. Things just haven't gone our way. But overall, do you think the focus is still there? Is this a group of guys that's prepared to finish strong?
You know, I'm just going to be honest with you. Us seniors, 12 seniors, I know that we want it, or we're going to give it our all. And what do we have to lose? And we got some other kids I think will too. I think just in the future years, if we can get kids in the weight room and they want it bad enough, I think we'll have a good football program. We just got to get that changed around.
Well, this homecoming week, it's always a very, very special week. You got the chapel on Friday. You got all sorts of fun things going on at the school. Do you as players feel a little bit extra motivation on homecoming week? Does it feel a little bit different?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it's the last homecoming ever for seniors, so we're going to give it our all. And, yeah, there's just kind of an atmosphere around the school where things are a little peppy, and so I think it's really cool on Pep Chapel, and all the alumni come back, and it's just, it's pretty cool. Gets you pepped up a bit.
There'll be a couple of pretty old boys sitting there this year, Chadley and I, 25 years. I know we don't look a day over 25.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we've been out of high school for 25 years now, so I'm looking forward to it. I always enjoy Pep Chapel. And so I guess what we haven't covered yet is what position. I mentioned you're a big old boy, so I suppose people can figure out a little bit, but what position are you on?
Offensive line, I'm left tackle, and then I do defensive tackle, and that's wherever Kovac wants me to go. So,
okay.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about Kovac off the air. From a player's perspective, we see him on the sideline And, he's worth the price of admission in and of himself.
Oh, yeah.
But those of us that know Kovac, it seems like you guys as players all really love Coach Kovacevic. And it's not as much that he's yelling at you, right? Just yelling with you? Is that,
yeah,
a little bit about that relationship.
He just has so much freaking energy. It's crazy. And the guy, he's just hilarious. He'll say whatever, and he just really brings a lot of energy, and you kind of ride with it and get it too. And, you're going to do what he wants you to do, or else he's going to get on you. He's a good coach, and I really like playing for him.
There's got to be some guys that do some Kovac impersonation.
Oh, yeah. I can't do it that well, but
who's the best? Some of the guys that are good at it.
Oh, I bet you could get Trey Reinhardt to do some good ones. Yeah, that's a given. So,
anybody else do a good Kovac?
Let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure. Trey's pretty good, I think. They all can kind of do some stuff. But,
Did you guys ever, after one of his rants, did you ever feel like he wasn't even speaking English? Do you ever look at each other and think, I don't even know what the guy just said?
I just know he's speaking Kovac.
Dan Harris is a senior for the Centerville Big Red football team. He's a lineman. You talk about being on the offense, the defense. Is there a different mindset on the offensive line than there is the defensive line? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think defense is just, you want to fly through your gap and go get the quarterback or the guy carrying the ball. It's, you don't have to, you gotta be smart, no kidding, both ways. But defense, I think, is a little more, you gotta react on both sides, that's for sure. You can't think, you can't hesitate, you gotta react. But I think on defense, it's a little bit easier because you just have a gap and you're shooting it. Whereas offense, you have certain rules you apply. Sometimes you have a certain guy you got to get out of the way. If you don't take the right step first, the whole play is done right there. So,
on the offensive line, is there that if you get beat on a play, and that's got to be, if your guy blows by you and nails the running back, do you just not want to go back to the huddle? Or
you learn from it because, back when Starcevich was quarterbacking, I think we were playing Carlisle. He got speared pretty good, and that was my guy. I lunged, and he got around me. So I kind of learned to keep your weight over your heels, over your feet. So, yeah, you learn from it.
All right.
Coach Evans usually gives you a couple words, too.
Usually lets you know that was
he will.
Proper behavior.
Yeah.
Tell me about the big hit. When I look at this season, and there's always a few plays that stand out. One of them was your stuff on the fourth down play against Knoxville. Tell me about that and how good of a feeling that must be.
It was pretty good. I don't remember much. People always ask me, well, how many tackles you get? What do you do? I don't know. I just hit the guy, and it felt good. So, we got to stop. Good deal. Keep going. So,
all right, homecoming, we're talking about that. Now, will you be going to the dance?
Yeah, I am.
Do you have a date?
Yeah, so I'm going with Kirsten Brahman.
Okay, so we've heard her name tonight. She's cross-country runner.
Yep.
All right, well, sounds like she's pretty quick. Better hope she wants to dance with you, because I don't think you'll be able to catch her.
I'm not that great at dancing. Pancake day, I did okay, but that's because I had a lot of lessons. So.
All right, so other than the dance, as far as homecoming, you got the dance, the football game, the pep chapel. I assume for you guys, the football game is the part you're looking most forward to.
Yeah, it's not a homecoming if you don't win your football game. Just not the same. So,
well, your days in high school are running short now, senior year. So tell me about the future for Dan Harris.
Well, right now I'm thinking on going to UNI and getting a degree in manufacturing technology. So you kind of learn basically how to make things, and then you learn how to set up assembly lines, and it kind of has some engineering involved in it too. You have to meet with them a lot and figure out how to make certain things, and it seemed pretty cool to me. So,
talk to me about your role on the family farm. How many hours a week do you have to put in there?
Well,
slack during the football season?
During football season, I usually don't do as much. I'm always here in Centerville. But on the weekends, a lot of times, we'll be doing something, or usually I'm running a shovel, or something like that. They all run the tractors, and very rare I get to. I'm usually having to do the hard work, but I don't mind it. I like it.
when the football season's over, do they kind of look at you like, all right, now it's time to go to work?
Yeah, kind of. So,
your mother, I guess it never dawned on me. My wife was actually telling me this there about a week or so ago, that she's a teacher, but she's also an illustrator.
yeah. Sharon Birch and the Freddy the Frog books, my mom painted every single picture in there. She did those. So
I wonder how many people actually know about that. I mean, do you feel, do people? Yeah. It didn't dawn on me that that's who did the. Yeah. That's kind of a big deal. I mean, that's a world.
Yeah.
Renowned.
Really went for this.
Yeah. So how? I mean, when is she? How often does she work on that?
Well, she's not working on it now. I think they're done. But she did it for a couple of years. I don't remember when she started, but I was a little guy, so it's been quite a while. I think they have around maybe 6 books or so, something like that.
Fantastic. So. All right. Okay, well, it is time now for your 5 fast questions. This is where a guy can get himself in trouble just a little bit. Okay. I got a couple of tough ones for you, all right?
All right.
Pet peeve, what really ticks off Dan Harris?
Cocky people.
Favorite food? Now, you look like a guy that could sit down and do a little damage.
I'll eat about anything. So,
okay.
About anything, really. I'm probably not liver. I've tried it once. Didn't really like it.
So other than liver, your favorite food is the next thing we put in front of you.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right, so who do people, family-wise, everybody will tell a kid you look like your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, your grandpa. Who do people most tell you in the family that you look like?
I look like my dad, no question about it.
Okay. Who's the easier parent to deal with? If you want to get your way on something, you going to mom or you going to dad?
I'll probably just ask Dad if I can do something and go and deal with Mom later. I try to go behind her back. I go and say, hey, I'm going to go do this. Dad said it was okay.
So you throw Dad on
Yeah,
there you go. That's the move. Let Dad flop in the blood.
I try to get both people's permission.
Okay. All right. Who's the best cook you know?
Oh, crud. I don't know. That's a tough question because my family can make some pretty decent food. So I really can't answer that. The best cook, well, I can. My great-grandma and my great-aunt, they've passed away now. But when they're alive and cooking, that was the best food I've ever had.
That's a pretty good answer because now nobody can be mad at you since they're you can. Yeah, you probably saved theirs. Yeah. All right, well, Dan, thanks so much for stopping out. Good luck this Friday night. All of us alumni are going to be there pulling for you, cheering for a big victory on Homecoming Friday. And I know you guys are going to finish the season strong. For coming out tonight, we do have a free 6-inch sub from Subway and Centerville Eat Fresh. Compliments to Subway and Centerville. Thanks so much, Dan. You're officially out of the box.
All right.
This is The Pitch. We're back right after this.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Peak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh-cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, talking local sports and a little bit more. It's a huge week in Centerville. It's homecoming week. I want to let everybody know that, as usual, as we've done the last several years, we will have a special edition of the Pitch Sports Show, a pregame show from the field on Friday night. Josh Bryce and I will be in the press box, taking you right up to close to game time because, and I wish I had more details on this, Michael Connor is getting a nice award, a nice recognition, I think, from the state. I believe so, yeah. And so for his years, I think he's been calling ball games now right around 100 years. And so 102. 102. So actually, I think he's about 52. 50. A couple of years ago, he said this was his 50th year. So
I know. I know it. He called all our games, and back then he used to call even the baseball games on the radio back when we were in high school. And I know he was doing it well before that. So, and he's been all over the state. Called a lot of ball games.
So he's getting a recognition from the state. So Josh and I are going to take it up till right after 7 o'clock, actually, when Mike gets recognized. So we've got a big show for you. We'll have several coaches stopping by. Tony Ryan, the superintendent of schools, will stop by and give us his take on homecoming week. We hope to have, in years past, we've always been able to get the homecoming queen to come up and visit with us. We don't know who that's going to be yet, but when that happens, hopefully we can get the queen to come up and visit with us. We just have a blast. So we hope you'll join us. That'll start at 5:30 from Paul Johnson Field this Friday night for homecoming. Well, we're joined now by a young lady who's going to tell us everything we need to know about homecoming. Kylie Joyner is a co-student council president. So let's start with that. That's not something we're familiar with. Co-student council president. How did that come about, and who's the other co-president?
Okay, me and Katie Sharp are the presidents this year. We did the regular student council election, but there was a tie. So Ms. Hand and Ms. Luxembourg called for a re-election to see if we could not have a tie. And me and Katie just said that we wanted to be presidents together. So we got it approved by Fisher, and we went with it. So it's been working out pretty well for us.
Super. So then at the chapel, who does the speaking?
We will both speak, which we haven't quite sorted all the details out yet about that, but we're still working on it, so hopefully it works out well.
Okay. Well, tell me about, first of all, some of the duties of the student council president, not just homecoming week. We'll get to that in a minute, but it makes for a little bit busier year for you guys.
Yes. Homecoming is definitely our most hectic time of year. We have been so busy so far, but we also do service projects, and our state student council projects will have one of those. We actually did one during homecoming. We are supporting the veterans this week, so we did something with that, and we do fun activities with this council too, so we do those kind of things.
All right, well, let's talk about homecoming. It's a crazy week, but I know the students enjoy it, so tell me what's been going on with homecoming.
Well, today we just had car cram and obstacle course, all of those good things for class competition. Sunday we had window decorating on the square and dodgeball, and we have the chili feed and jersey auction. And tomorrow we have Iron Man and Spirit Night. So.
Okay. All right, Iron Man and Spirit Night. Now, does that include? Is powder puff tomorrow?
Powder puff tomorrow.
So tell me what that is. Iron Man.
Iron Man is the boys playing volleyball, and powder puff is the girls playing football. So.
Okay. So powder puff football. You playing?
Yes.
Okay. Seniors versus juniors, right?
Yep.
What's your thoughts? Seniors got this thing? Or?
Well, seniors haven't practiced at all, and I've heard the juniors have practiced a lot. So we're a little nervous, but senior year has been really busy for everybody, so we haven't really quite got to practicing yet.
Who's your coaches?
Some of the football boys like Nathan, Breyer, Hunter, all this.
A lot of senior football players.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, surely they'll coach you after a while, won't they?
Hopefully, yeah.
All right. So then you got those festivities, and then you got chapel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So give me the student perspective on chapel. It's been a long time since I've been a student at Homecoming Chapel, but.
Well, for me, I've always really enjoyed chapel just because I've always wanted to be, that president speaking up there. So I always love listening to that. And I think the alumni and the award parts are really cool. And I think I enjoy it. I know some students kind of think it's a little boring at times, but I've always really enjoyed chapel.
And senior skit is a big thing now. And maybe this isn't public knowledge, is it not? It's a little different this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did a senior movie this year, so we filmed it ahead of time and we'll play it at chapel. So we went to different locations and kind of did that.
Well, that might be kind of neat because you guys are going to see it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay. And other than that, anything else you need to know about homecoming?
I don't think so. Come out to chapel. Hopefully it'll be fun.
When is the dance is Saturday night? Where at and what time?
It's at the Methodist Church out here?
Okay, on the highway. Okay.
Yep.
Faith United.
Yep. And it's at 8 o'clock on Saturday.
So do you guys, as far as everybody go out to eat, do you guys get together and eat somewhere? What typically?
Yeah, usually we will take pictures and eat before the dance with our group of friends. But the volleyball girls have a tournament that day, so we're not sure what we're going to be able to do. We're not sure when we're going to get back from that. So.
Well, tell me about this volleyball team. How did we do last night?
We won. We swept Clark's. That was a really good night for us.
It's been a great season, hasn't it?
Yep.
And I think I've heard that we have to play the first 2 rounds of the postseason at home.
Yeah, regionals actually came out last Thursday, so we do have the first 2 rounds at home and first rounds against Salvia.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for stopping out. Homecoming-wise, give me the rundown on who won this stuff today. You said you had some car cram and tug-of-war, obstacle course stuff. Who's been winning so far?
Juniors won car cram. Seniors won obstacle course and tug-of-war. So.
Okay. You would think the car cram, you would think the freshmen would have a leg up on it because they're smaller. They're just.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to work out that well. There must be strategy. You guys get older, you get smarter again.
I think so. I think it's a speed thing. You figure out how to get your timing down as you get older. I think that's how it goes. So.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Kathy, for stopping out. And we wish you the best on homecoming week. And congrats on this volleyball team. We're all hoping for big things yet to come.
Oh, yeah. Sure will.
All right. Thanks, Kathy. This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. We're back with Coach Denny Whitlow right after this.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appanoose County.
We're talking local sports a little bit more on Hy-Vee's The Pitch. We are joined now by Coach Denny Whitlow of Moravian Mohawk football. His undefeated Mohawks. Coach, last week was a game that you knew was going to be one of your bigger challenges left, and you guys really made pretty good work of it over Mormon Trail.
Yeah, it was close early. They scored on us first, went down. We kicked off to them, and we kind of gave them a couple of plays. We jumped off sides. We had them second and long, and a couple of our boys just didn't pay any attention to the ball and was listening to Cadence instead. And, jumped offside, gave them their situation they liked. Again, back to 3rd and 3, they were able to go on down and finish. And we had a pass interference call close to the end zone, and gave them a fresh set of downs. I think it was 3rd or 4th down then. So we should have stopped them then, but a couple of mistakes there early, but they came back and scored. And then they turned around and ran the next kickoff back on us. And then our boys kind of settled in after that. I think that kind of woke them up. It's time to play football, and then we scored like the next 3 touchdowns and kind of got a lead by halftime, and settled in from there. But it was a good game.
Mormon Trail, it's got a pretty good season going. What were their strengths?
We knew going in they had 2 running backs, one by the name of Lear and another one by Horton. The 2 boys just run really hard. They're not the biggest kids out there, but they have a lot of heart, and they ran hard. And, we saw a lot of teams when we watched game film, try to arm tackle them. And we told the boys, you're not going to be able to arm tackle these 2 boys. It's going to take 3 or 4 people to bring them down. And our boys did a good job of responding to that and gang tackling and throwing the ball hard. They don't throw the ball that often, and I think they only completed 2 passes the other night for 15 yards or something like that. So we did a good job in the backfield there, holding them and getting a lot of pressure on them. So that helped us out a lot. But run defense, I felt like we did a pretty good job because those boys have been, putting up 100 yards a game, both of them. So they've been, easily over 200 yards rushing. And I'm not sure how many I tried to check this week on how many yards they did have on the ground. And the coach didn't place it in the quick stats yet, so I'm not for sure how many they had, but I know we definitely held them down below their average. So that was good to see our defense step up and respond again this week.
Offensively, another big number for the Mohawk offense. You got to be pretty pleased with the way that machine is running.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely knew that Breyer is still up in the state pretty high on passing touchdowns, and his favorite target's usually Avery Waybill. And they kind of shut Avery down, so Jake Martin is on our other side. And he had 4 catches for 85 yards the other night, which was really good. Trevor Cormie still running the ball really well. Sam Klaus was the one that had the breakout game the other night. He had, I believe it was 131 yards on 9 carries. So that was good for Sam to see, another senior running back come out. Our other ones, Breyer, only had 30 yards, but we ran a little misdirection play with him off of Sam had been running that sweep really well, and it's kind of a read option, and he faked it and came up the middle off a trap block. Quentin Castile gave him and opened him up, and he didn't get touched going through there. Trevor Cormie had 70 yards on 12 carries, and Chase Snyder had 52 yards on 10 carries. That's what we really like about this offense that we're running this year is that
You should have one person down. We've got other kids that are going to step up and do what they're supposed to. And it's really hard to defend one person in our offensive run, and it's just because we have, I feel, really good athletes out there this year. I was talking to Coach Bickle and Coach Gray tonight. I said, one thing I think kind of sets this team out compared to the ones that maybe we've had in the past, these kids are not selfish at all. They play as a team. They know what their jobs are, what their roles are, and they know that if they do their job, that good things are going to happen, and that's what we've had. We haven't had any complaining about, I'm not getting the ball enough, or so-and-so should be getting the ball, or, Breyer's not throwing the ball to me. We're spreading the ball out, and, defensively the boys are doing what they're supposed to do, and they have their assignments they have, and they're doing a great job with that. And it's just that whole teamwork and atmosphere that I've been really impressed with this group of boys.
You guys are 6-0 now?
Yes, 6-0.
And you got Twin Cedars this week on the road, so this is another big challenge for you.
Yeah, we're kind of talking. It's their parents' night, so I think the last 3 games we've had were homecoming, so we played 3 homecoming games in a row. Now we're going into parents' night games, so I think by the time we're all done, I don't know, Tri-County, the first game of the season, theirs was the parents' night as well. I don't know why they did it the first night of the year. I don't know if they thought that
get the parents out of the way. Get them out of the way.
Get them out of the way. Maybe it's an easy win, something, but we've got 1 parents' night, 3 homecomings, and now we're going to have parents' night, and then we've got ours next week, and then Seymour's our last game. So, I don't know, we're just, I guess, fan favorites for those things, but Twin Cedars would be really tough this week, too. They've lost a couple of games, but they like to spread the ball out a little bit, actually completely different from what Mormon Trail did. So our boys are going to have a challenge there on, defending the pass. And we've had troubles with them in the past just because of the way they like to wing it around. But hopefully we can step up and shut them down like we have been. And our front linemen of Cole Hyde, Quentin Castile, Alex Cloyd, Jake Martin, and then Dallas Price also steps in. Hopefully they can get a lot of pressure on the quarterback and make it difficult for him to throw.
You mentioned last week that it's not a sister district system this year. And then now, is that in all classes or just 8 player?
I believe it's in all classes now.
Yes. So when would you find out? So you could potentially play any number of teams in the postseason. But I assume if you come through your district as a 1, you'll play a 4 from somewhere?
Yes, that's how it should be, as a 4 from somewhere.
Okay. And so when do you find that out? Not till after the season?
After that last game, then the state will send it out that night. I'm not sure if it's 11 or 12 o'clock that night after all the games are done. They usually do it that night, and then you're start going the next day and getting ready for that game on Wednesday. But I've started kind of looking, trying to decide where we or what team might come to our place if we would happen to win out. Because like I told the boys the other day, if we lose this game, we could drop back down to 3rd place because Twin Cedars only lost 1 game in the district as well. So, we're still anywhere from a 1st to 3rd, but if we could win tomorrow night, we'd have a very good chance of winning the district. Melcher Dallas is the team we have the week after that, and they've only won 1 game this year, so they're struggling. And if we could win that one, along with the Twin Cedars, go down to the Seymour game, really just because it'd be a rivalry game. But besides that, we've got the head-to-head against Wayne, so we would, even if we would lose to Seymour, we would be the district champ. So this game's really important for us. And whenever I was kind of looking at where I thought, might come to our place, I could see Murray. Looks like they might be the 4th place team over to the west, and then Meskwaki could possibly come down from, which is our the district right next to ours, but they've got some pretty solid teams over there, so it could be Meskwaki, and that would be an interesting one. The head coach at Meskwaki is Michael Kozarich, and he's our baseball coach during the summer, and then he goes and coaches football for Meskwaki. So, our boys are definitely well aware of Michael and everything like that, so that could be an interesting matchup if we would have to play Meskwaki.
All right, so tell me a little bit about Twin Cedars. I guess what sort of challenge they could bring for you guys.
Well, first off, they've got a lot of kids. They've got about 35 to 37 kids on their football roster. So right there's a big challenge right there, just because they're going to be able to stay fresh. They have a boy by the last name Crozier, who's one of their offensive linemen. He goes for about 320, 330. He's a real big boy, and we don't have any boys that are even close to that.
that'll be a task force with our offense that we run and with the pulling guards and things. It's really important for us to, we call it party in their house. So we want to make sure that we push the ball or push our line, be on their side of the ball. So that's really going to be important to us to try to get that. So we'll have to double team some there. But they'll, looks like they run a lot of 4-2 defense, and then they'll switch it up some to a 3-3, but usually a 4-2. And they've got some good athletes on that team. And their quarterback this year's Trace Embry. It's his first year. He's a junior playing quarterback, and he's just a good athletic kid. I know he didn't play last week. He got hurt in the Wayne game, but we're planning on him playing this week. It sounded like he had a quad injury. He got hit in the thigh and had a deep bruise on it, so I think he's going to be back this week. But he's definitely a solid player. They got a wide receiver named David Williams, who's got some good speed and good hands, and that's who they like to try to get the ball to on the outside. And then they got a kid, last name Penninger, who's a sophomore running back, but he's, I think, second in the district in rushing yards behind the Kiefer kid from Wayne. So, they've got two solid kids there, and along with a quarterback that's a real smart kid and athletic. So they've definitely got some weapons, and we're going to have to be ready to go, and our defense is going to step up and, do their jobs and play up to their potential. I think we'll be all right.
Coach Jenny Whitlow, Moravian Mohawks 6-0 on the year, going to Twin Cedars this Friday night, then back home for Melcher for their final home game of the regular season anyway next Friday night. Coach, as always, thanks for stopping out. Congrats on your season so far, and we look forward to talking to you about another victory next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. We're back with the second half of the show right after this.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. Seasons are changing, and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. We are presented each week by Hy-Vee. Josh Bryce joins us now to talk about all things Hy-Vee homecoming week. And you guys are going to make sure alumni, that they get all sorts of great deals while they're in town.
You bet. We have a great Sunday sale. So after all the festivities are over and things kind of get back to normal, we got a lot of great stuff Sunday only. We have Hy-Vee gallon milk, just $1.99. Gatorade, lemon lime, fruit punch, or orange, the 32-ounce, 10 for $5. That's only 50 cents for a 32-ounce Gatorade. We have bacon wrapped pork ribeye chops, 8-ounce, 2 for $6. Fresh ground pork patties, 3 for $5. Palermo's classic frozen pizzas, 4 for $7. Bakery fresh mini loaves, 8 ounces each, 4 for $5.
Three Musketeers fun size 11-ounce package for just $1.99. And then Purina Tiny Cat litter in a 10-pound bag, 4 bags for just $5. All of that right out here at your local Hy-Vee store. Josh and I will be doing a pregame show on Friday night. I'm sure you'll be reminding us of all the great deals then. And Hy-Vee, of course, anything special for homecoming, or can you let us in on that? I do not know. Maybe they don't even tell you. I don't know. I won't have any idea. I would say it'll kind of be like everybody else. I'll show up down there on the grill and see if she's got something cool for us down there on Friday night. Outstanding. All right. We will come back in a moment and visit with Coach Tom Hill about this Redhead volleyball team that continues to have a great season. That is next on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos, and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh-cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn folks, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. We had Coach Tom Hill scheduled, but we unfortunately had to bump him. He's talking bad about the Pirates, so his comments about my Pittsburgh Pirates. So we're going to have about 20 minutes of dead airtime here. He actually didn't say anything bad about him. He just reminded you how good Ariel is. It's nice of him to point out, because I was sitting here thinking Ariel was just it's a lot of complete games. Anyway, well, you did coming up. You did mention that you get to the bullpen. That was our only prayer. And he was nice enough to point out that Arietta usually goes 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 innings, whatever it takes. I think he pitched 15 innings one time. Oh, goodness. All right, we're now by Coach Russell. Let's stick to volleyball. All right. Hey, the Redettes are almost like Jake Arietta out there. Pretty tough, huh?
I tell you what, we had a good night last night. It wasn't a perfect night, but it was a good night last night. Beat Clark, and pretty much we were going to be finishing second in the conference this year. So good accomplishment, not exactly what we wanted, but it should really set us up for some good postseason honors in our all-conference. You know, the way we're going to look at postseason conference honors for our individuals and for our team. And, of course, I don't know, I think regionals came out. Did regionals come out before last week, or was it?
No, we have not. So we haven't talked about regionals. So, I talked a little bit to Kylie Joyner about the fact that we can play our first 2 at home.
Yeah, so we'll kind of talk about that in a second. I guess last night was we just weren't very sharp, and we kind of talked about that tonight. And we went over had what we called a business trip, and it just pretty much we went over took care of our business and came home, and didn't really do anything great all the time. And stuff that we talked about going into this weekend, which is going to be a challenge, being focused to go play at the Davis County tournament on Saturday of homecoming, and that's kind of a big. And it's going to test our character a little bit to go do that and be successful. But I guess we're going to talk about regionals. Regional brackets came out last week. And with the success we had, our kids earned the first 2 rounds at home. So that was a great accomplishment for us. We haven't hosted it since, it's been a while. It's been a long time since we hosted and get an opportunity to host anything for regionals. And we get the first round at home against Albia. And then second round match it's going to be between Davis County and Central Lee, but I'm going to probably say the Davis County. Marty has her kids playing really well, and they took care of Albia last night really easily, and Davis County is going to be a tough out no matter what. And if we can get through the first 2 rounds, we're looking at kind of that. We have to go back to the Shock the Nation anthem because we'll probably get number 1 West Liberty in the regional finals, which we played them before. They're a great team, but anything can happen, and our kids have a lot of growing to do between now and then. So a lot of positive things can happen for us and to end our season. So. All
right, well, let's go back to, did we have a tournament last Saturday?
No, we did not.
Okay,
no.
So we've got Clark, and now we've got the Davis County tournament
coming up this weekend, yeah.
We have, where are we at record-wise?
We are, after last night, we're 19-5. If we meet our expectations, this weekend, we should probably, this would be the winningest volleyball team in the history of Centerville since I've been here and since modern history, since we did the Raleigh scoring. The record is at 21 games, 21 wins on a season. And we have a good opportunity to get that done this weekend. I'm really positive about that. And, our expectations is to go win a tournament. That's, we don't go play Saturday of homecoming and say, well, let's just play hard and hopefully get home before the dance. We want to go win a tournament, and then they can go dance that night and have a lot of good things to talk about. So we want to bring some hardware back. There's a trophy supposed to be involved and some medals, and we want to fill up a little trophy case. So that's going to be the first start of things. Hopefully we get something done there. So.
Coach Tom Hill talking Red Hat Volleyball. We'll grab a quick break. We'll come back with more with Coach Hill right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appalachia County.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. I'm Russ W. Ocker, along with the Hall of Famer Chad Lee Koestner, keeping an eye on this National League game between the Cubs and the Pirates. I see the Cubs grabbed an early lead.
Not too good.
Yeah, over 1-0 up first. Yeah, well, no out. There was the runner on second base. He scored on a single. My biggest concern was just hang in there till I get home, because I do have to. If they're down 3 or 4 runs, it's over very happy. So, yeah, that's so much for the shutout. That's
the way the trend has been.
So much for the shutout by Garrett Cole. Good job, Cole. All right, so let's talk a little more volleyball. You got the big tournament coming up this weekend. So, with it being homecoming week, does make it interesting. But if it does, what do you know about the schedule? If you win the whole thing, what is the format of the tournament?
We play a pool play first. We have 3 teams we'll play in the pool. We'll play Central Decatur, Van Buren, and Cardinal. And all 3 teams are kind of a little different. We've seen all 3 teams already this year, just in scrimmages or CMA tournaments or whatever. Cardinal has really got a nice team. Gerald Harder, who coached at Moravia for a while, he's over there and has a really good team, good young kids that they're going to cause us some trouble, I think, in the pool play. We have to be in the top 2 of the pool to go to the championship round bracket play, and then we get first or second seed against the other pool's first or second seed. The other pool has 3 teams. They had a team pull out, so they're playing a little bit different format on the other side of the pool play. Davis County, Albia, and Waco are going to play in that pool. I think you can say, I think, if you're looking on paper, it's going to be between us and Davis County for the final, probably. That's great. Good. Let's have a good match and see what happens. So, of course, it's going to be a little different for us. Last time we played Davis County, we had a lot of success at our place, and that was also with Taylor. So this will be a little bit different playing Davis County without Taylor there, and so that's going to be different. I've been really happy with what we've done so far without Taylor. We're just a different team, and we need to figure out how to work this chemistry a little bit. Mac is doing a lot of great things filling in for Taylor's spot, and Mac has solidified her position. I mean, she's really done a lot of great things. She had a great night last night, offensively especially serving the ball, and then on getting kills and getting some touches on blocks. Still just a little bit behind in speed, and that's the thing with young kids and playing that position. You have to be quick. You have to and move. So it'll be a little different. I'm looking forward to seeing how we play. It's going to be. We've had needless to say, we've had horrible homecoming Saturdays in the past. Like I think I mentioned before, we had our 2011 team, which was right now holds the record for the best record for a season. We had 3 losses going into a Saturday tournament, and we went 0 for 6, I think it was, in one day, and totally changed our season a little bit mentality-wise. So the girls got to be ready to play. They got to want to go over there and make something positive happen. And I told them, I said, hey, let's go steal a tournament from Davis County. That's going to be something cool to have and to remember, and let's keep that thing rolling. That'd be a great thing to do on that Saturday before you guys go to your dance. So and do that thing. So, yep.
Talk to me about your seniors as you start to see the end of this regular season drawing near, and then of course it's just how far will the tournaments take you. But you've got some pretty good senior leaders.
Our seniors have just been tremendous for us this year. I think a lot of people ask what's the difference between this year and last year. We've had a couple of years when we've been about 10 and 16, 10 and 18 as a record, and this group of seniors just have really been, they've been very coachable, first of all, and I think that's the thing that they bought into the leadership thing. They're taking the extra mile. Alyssa gets a lot of the headlines, as far as, she gets the kills, she's got the big swing, she's got a good serve. From that standpoint, but I think the other players, when Taylor was there, Taylor Lawson was playing with us. She was doing a lot of great things. It's just really unfortunate she doesn't get to finish her senior season. Maddie Mormon has been a great sport as far as what position she's played. She kind of started in a real heated battle with Libby for our setter position, and she still competes daily on that position. But her role is now different for us. She has to kind of develop in that role and become that back row person, and kind of that second setter when Libby's on the court too, that we can kind of adjust to. Alex Kelly tonight had a great practice playing that outside position. Worked really hard to just make herself better throughout the year. And I've been really proud of her. She's kind of been in a slump somewhat, kind of a hitter slump if you want to go baseball terms tonight and everything, but had a great practice tonight, had a good game last night. Kylie Joyner continues to be consistent at times. I think she improved her game a lot coming into the season, and she's continued to work hard. I think she's going to be kind of a key to see how far we go at times, because I think she doesn't get a lot of sets. She doesn't do anything that's really glamorous for us, if you're going to put it that way, but she can be a good blocker for us. She's going to have to play good defense. She's going to have to kind of pick up some things here and there. Michaela White, great night last night. She's a kind of our defensive specialist. Tonight was great. When she plays with a lot of confidence, she's one of the best passers we have. And her and Amory are great compliments to each other. Am's done a great job filling that libero role this year, doing some great things there. And Michaela's really had a positive attitude about that too, because they were in a nice competition going into the season. And Michaela hasn't been as consistent throughout the year, but boy, when she gets hot, it is just, she can dig anything up and does a great job for us. And Hannah Sales is just really, is a great practice player for us. She's developed her skills, really hasn't seen a whole lot of playing time, but has made us better in practice, and I think that's important as a role player there, and that type of thing. So we're going to miss all of our seniors, and we're going to miss all that they've done for us. And I give a lot of credit, a lot of our success to those seniors and helping us kind of set the table for everything. And our younger kids, our underclassmen, our juniors, and our lone sophomore that's getting playing time right now have really bought into that. They've been good leaders for them, especially with Mac in the middle there. She's, when Taylor went down, a lot of, the seniors could have been kind of hesitant to take her on and try to develop chemistry with her, but they've been very supportive with her, and Mac's done a lot of great things, and that's been a credit to what our seniors have done. And I can't ask, it's been a great season. I mean, I'm going to remember this season for a long time, and we kind of talked about that today. It was one of the happiest moments of my life the past 6 months was when we rode home from Albia after we beat Albia up at their place, and the bus was crazy, and we had kids out in the parking lot and welcoming us off the bus. It was like we just got to state. It was just a great conference win for us, but it was such a fun time to see those kids excited about things, and our community continues to give us great support, and they deserve a lot of great credit for that this year. It's not, granted we changed a few things from the coaching side of things, but you can talk your leg off as a coach, and if your kids don't buy in, it doesn't matter. If you're not you can be the greatest coach, and if your kids don't put forth the effort, it doesn't matter. And these kids have. That's why we're sitting at 19-5 right now, and looking forward to hopefully breaking a school record on Saturday. So,
talk to me about your the future of your program, then the JV and the freshman girls. How's the numbers down there, and how their season's been going?
I'll be honest, I think it's been a little bit of a struggle at both levels this year. We're really young. We kind of had a few kids, had some juniors and some sophomores that decided to do something else and then kind of get out of volleyball, which is unfortunate because I think they could have helped us out with some depth issues and helped us be a little bit more successful at times. But we have, I believe we have 4 freshmen right now that are seeing a lot of playing time at the JV level. And our freshman team, we have, I believe we're at 11 kids that play freshmen. So, I mean, we have about 15, 16 freshmen altogether. And we have a good group of sophomores, and I've thrown a couple juniors that have been, part of that group. So I think Christy's done a great job with our JV, trying to piece together some kids that haven't had a whole lot of experience at this level, and the speed of the game is such a difference from 8th grade, and then you jump up, and especially JV. And she's done a great job with her group, and we've kind of had to step back a little bit. Going into next year, you lose 7 seniors. It's a tough, difficult road to sit there and say, well, where do you plug in this or that? So there's going to be a lot of competition just for those playing time next year at the varsity level, and we'll probably be it's going to be kind of a hit and miss deal to start with until we find a good mix of kids. But I really like our attitudes. I mean, our skill level hasn't always been the best. Tino had a great night last night with his freshmen, and they actually played really decent over at Eddyville on Monday night. Played in a kind of a round robin deal. and then went into Clark, and they won at Clark last night, which was great for those kids. And they just extreme excitement from some of those kids. Savannah Doherty had like 2 or 3 ace serves, and I've never seen a serve celebration like great little serve celebration. It just made us laugh and shit. It's a lot of fun, and those kids are just good kids, and it's just I like their attitude. It's been fun to work with them, and I really, we actually had a chance to go work with our 8th graders a little bit. The varsity team and I went down and worked with the 8th graders on a particular night, and there's some really great kids there too. Numbers wise, I think is positive. I think we're sitting about right on numbers. I was kind of worried going into this season, like I told you, we had some kids that kind of hung it up a little bit, but also with our success, more kids want to be involved in the program. So I think that's another positive thing that's happening there. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a challenge. We don't have. Alyssa's been hitting balls down for 4 years now. This was it. This was her last year to do that. We're going to have to find another kid that's in that ballpark. And Peyton Kaufman, Mac, probably our 2 best hitters coming back next year. So our team was probably going to be a little bit different. Libby will be back as a center. Am will be back as our libero. That'll be positive for us. So, but we have good, solid kids. Good kids with good character, I think. And we can teach this game. They just want to work hard and get it done. So.
Coach Tom Hill, Red Hat volleyball team, 19-5 on the season right now. A chance to break a modern-day school record in wins. They go to Bloomfield, the Davis County tournament this weekend, and hopefully bring back a championship there. All right, Coach, before we get into the Hall of Fame Challenge question, I think the one thing that we really have to talk about a little bit tonight is that though we're not on TV and we're not where your mother can see it, I feel our obligation to point out that you've really made no effort to shave a number of days, and I'm disappointed, didn't you? I'm sure your mother probably is.
If Mom is listening, she might be listening tonight. Yeah. She's been starting to get on the computer a little bit. So, Mom, it's Survivor Week at school, so I'm just kind of going with the theme. So we're looking like I look like an abandoned guy on the island. So it's not that bad. Russ is just still upset about the Pirate Cup.
Yes, I'm very upset about it.
What is the score now?
1-0.
1-0. Bottom of the first 2. Okay. Well, you're keeping it close in the first inning there, Russ.
Yeah, if we can just keep it close to the first, we've got it made. All right, here we go, guys. Hall of Fame Challenge. Let's see how we do here. Of course, with the baseball playoffs going on, it's got to be a baseball question. So, here are the teams that are in the postseason. Now, one of them has been dismissed. You got a runner on first base. All right, that's it. Well, that's a huge move. Maybe you walked him. All right, in the American League, now the Yankees have been eliminated, but here are the 5 teams that made the postseason: Yankees, Astros, Rangers, Blue Jays, Royals. I'm hoping you guys could have come up with that on your own, but I'm speeding it up for you. Yankees, Astros, Rangers, Blue Jays, Royals. In the National League, the Cubs, Pirates, Mets, Dodgers, and Cardinals. Those are the teams in the postseason. Do I need to run through those again, or you guys got them? Cubs, Pirates, Mets, Dodgers, Cardinals. Cubs, Pirates, Mets, Dodgers, Cardinals. I will be looking for the manager of each of those teams. Looking for the manager of each of those teams. We'll grab a break. We'll come back with the answer to our Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
You're listening to the pitch on Jesus. If we had that sketch artist here, that sounds like I should have, instead of asking their names, had you guys draw off. Should have been. We're looking for the managers of each team that's in the Major League Baseball postseason, including the Yankees, who are no longer in it, but did make it to the postseason. This is our Power Insurance Hall of Fame challenge, brought to you by Power Insurance of Moravia. Call 724-9000. All right, let's do the National League where everybody felt pretty good about things. The Cubs are Joe Madden. Pirates are Clint Hurdle. The Mets are Terry Collins. The Dodgers, Don Mattingly, and the Cardinals, Mike Napisi. So how we do? Yeah, right. Who's 5 for 5? I mean, these two guys over here. All right, 4 here. So you still got a prayer? I don't have a prayer. 3 over here. In the American League, the Yankees, Joe Girardi. The Royals, Ned Yost. Of course, last names will work. Still 7 for 7 over there. The Blue Jays, John Gibbons. Anybody? All right, good try. Rangers, Jeff Bannister. Anybody? All right, so 7 here. We got 7. Chad, where are you? 6. Got a prayer here, Coach. No, I don't have a prayer because I didn't write anybody down for the Astros. I don't have the Astros. I'm mathematically AJ Hinch. AJ Hinch. All right, so 7 over here. You guys tied, so we're going to extra innings. Imagine that. All right, here we go. Okay, we'll go with your favorite National League guys. Of the 5 teams in the National League postseason, how many combined wins do they have? Those 5 National League teams, what's the total amount of wins that they have? I'll give you a little bit of time to come up with that. The 5 teams in the National League in the postseason, total number of wins. It is extra innings time. We'll see how these guys do. Closest 2 wins it. If we have another tie, we'll go into the 11th inning, I guess. How we doing? Do we have a number? Coach Evans is carrying the 1 minus 5 divided by 4. Josh has got his calculator out over there. First time that we ever had that. I don't know if electronic devices are legal. Oh, you did not specify that. Did he? All right. Wait a minute. Got it? You feeling good, Coach? Or yeah, I'll go with it. You going with it? All right. Josh, you came up with? Coach? 488. 477 is going to be really tough to beat. That's exactly right on. Yeah. So Josh Price in extra innings picks up the win. We're back to talk football with Coach Chuck Evans right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pitch. Yeah. Hey, Chuck.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos, and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh-cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. It's time to talk football with Coach Chuck Evans of the Big Red football team. And last Friday night went to North Polk, and things didn't quite go our way, Coach. They had a pretty good offense.
Yeah, they had pretty good offense. They got some real good skilled kids, seniors. It seems like when we run into skilled kids that are seniors, we're in trouble, especially if they pass the football. But I think probably the play of the night that kind of shows what this season's been like for me personally is our defense did a great job. The kids from North Polk had the balls rolling out to his left, set, throw the ball, and one of our guys put the paws up and tipped the ball, tipped it up in the air, and you're going, okay, great, we got to stop here, and now we'll get this under control. Ball goes up in the air, and one of their kids from North Polk comes underneath it, catches it, goes 60 yards down the sideline for a touchdown. And you're sitting there going, that's just indicative of our kids giving great effort, trying to get to the ball, and it just bounces into a kid's arms from North Polk. Why couldn't it bounce into a Centerville kid's arms? But it's just the way it is sometimes in the game of football, and you just keep plugging away, and then hopefully some night those breaks will come our way. But right now we're kind of on the other side of the coin.
Is sometimes a break like that can, in my mind, not only turn around a game, but can kind of turn around a season in a game like that, where if we could have won last Friday night, you're looking at 3 games left that are very much winnable, and that play was early enough. It just seemed like that was kind of a backbreaker.
Yeah, it was, and the facial expressions of Chad. I looked down at Chad. Chad looked at me. I rolled the eyes, and Kovac, I think he took off and was in Ames by the time the guy ran across the goal line because he was just shaking his head. What can you do? I mean, we had it. He had defense well. The kids executed it properly, and if it had gone up in the air and one of the Centerville Big Reds got underneath it and went 6 the other way with it, it'd be a turning point, momentum. Even might be a season because, like you said, we got 3 games that are very winnable games for us. But it wasn't. And then our kids played hard, and then the third quarter, we're behind the 8 ball there, and next thing you know, number 8 goes down, the quarterback goes down, another running back goes down, and we're sitting looking at each other like, this happened earlier in the game. It kind of might have leveled out the playing field, but it is what it is, and we've had a good week of practice so far. A lot of homecoming activities. Started off with Sunday with the chili feed and the auction, well attended by people here in the community. And tonight the parents were down the field and on the sidewalk and getting it all decorated up, which we appreciate, and they're doing a nice job there. So, like I told the kids, we'll have a good homecoming, don't get me wrong, but to have a great homecoming is to win that football game, and that's our goal for this week.
Well, we had Dan Harris on the show earlier tonight as our In the Box segment, and I think he spoke what he thought was on behalf of all the seniors, and that they fully intend to finish this season strong. You've talked about having a pretty good week of practice. Do you still see that in your seniors?
Yeah, I do. It's kind of it's a hard group to read from the standpoint that they're not a rah-rah, in-your-face, let's get after it type group. And I know that drives Coach Koestner and myself nuts sometimes, because I'm sure when he played, obviously I never saw him play. And when I played, we weren't rah-rah guys, but boy, we went hard and got after it. And, that's what we want the kids to do. And, seniors this is the last homecoming, like I told them tonight. They got 3 games left. And, why not go out and win them all? And we'll practice tomorrow night and kind of an incentive for them. The Ironman starts at 6 o'clock. And I said, if we don't have things buttoned down and looking good by 6 o'clock, sorry guys, you're not going to participate in the Ironman. So I'm pretty sure they're going to come really focused tomorrow for practice. They've been practicing for the Ironman, and I know it's a tradition, and I hope people don't take me wrong. The kids most likely will be there, but we need to get things taken care of, and hopefully they'll get the job done. That's what I'm anticipating.
When you look at game film, and obviously, there's more than one way to evaluate a season. The easiest way is the record. That's not where we want it to be, but you do have a number of sophomores that are contributing, so you start to look for the future, and you've got some juniors. Obviously, our quarterback's a junior. When you look at the game film, are you finding a good number of positives in the way of improvement in these kids?
Well, anytime you play younger kids in varsity competition, against the competition we're going up against, you're going to get improvement, even though, like you said, the scoreboard doesn't reflect it. Where we're going to need improvement, and I think for the whole program, I'm talking from 7th grade on up, is that we got to find 5 to 7 kids to 8 kids, somewhere along the line, that take pride in being offensive linemen and want to work at it and get in the weight room, get to camps, and take pride that they're offensive linemen, because that's what we need in the program to be successful. We need, guys that are going to get up there in front and open holes for the running backs, protect the quarterbacks so they can throw the football. And if you go to everybody that we've played this year, or in the past 4 years, quite honestly, it's always been our offensive linemen that have gotten off the ball and pushed us back from a defensive standpoint, or on the other side when we're on offense and they're coming at us on a defensive standpoint. So it's one of those things that I've identified as what we need to work on, because we can have all the speed in the world, but if we don't have guys blocking for those kids up front to get holes for them or to let them pass the football, we're not going to get too far. So that's going to be the point of emphasis for next year, is find guys that want to be offensive linemen and take pride in it.
The offensive line, obviously a vital part at any level of football. You look at the NFL, you don't win a Super Bowl without a good offensive line. It doesn't matter if it's Peyton Manning or Brett Favre or who's quarterbacking your team. High school, which is typically less of a passing game than the higher levels too. Do you think it's even more important at high school that the offensive line is probably the most important part of the team?
Yeah, I would say so. They say everything flows through the quarterback, but I was a past quarterback, and I know I had a great offensive line, and I keep in touch with those guys. And when we see each other talk and stuff, you always take pride in those guys up front, because they're the ones that are going to make things happen. And they're usually they come together as a group, and you see one, you see the other 4. And I know my past experience where I've had successful programs, either as an assistant coach or as a head coach, the offensive linemen, they kind of form this kind of bond, and you just see them everywhere doing everything together in the weight room or their social activities and everything. So, yeah, the quarterback's still the guy kind of stirs the drink, but the guy's filling up the glass with the offensive lineman.
We'll take a break. We'll come back more with Coach Chuck Evans as we take a look at Fort Madison coming to town for Homecoming Friday. We'll get the scoop on that when we come back on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your your exam today. Call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Hy-Vee is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Hy-Vee. You'll also find them online at dailyhywegian.com. That's dailyhywegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Hy-Vee, the newspaper that cares about Appalachia County.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, presented by Hy-Vee. And we thank all of our fine sponsors who make the show possible each and every week. Thomas Funeral Home, RK Auto Body, Daily Hy-Vee, Cook Insurance, The Preserve on Raspen Lake, Northside Insurance, Jim Iron and Midsworth, Flower Teak, Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop, J&L Flooring, Chico Construction, Henley Dental, and Power Insurance with our whole team college, and of course our presenting sponsor, Hy-Vee. Talking football with Coach Chuck Evans. We got Fort Madison coming to town. It is homecoming Friday. I think we like to think that we do homecoming in Centerville maybe a little bit better than everybody else does. I mean, homecoming's special in a lot of places. From what I hear of other people, other towns don't necessarily have quite the chapel that we have and quite the return of the alumni that we have. It's a pretty special week here. You've been to other places, so I'll let you comment on that.
Well, yeah, I guess the other places I've been, it's kind of what you would refer to as the traditional homecoming, where you would have a parade on Friday afternoon, the game, and then the dance on Saturday. Where we have a special homecoming, and my first taste of it was 5 years ago, was the Pep Chapel and everything involved with that, and the activities during the week, starting with the chili feed and everything on Sunday in the auction, and then the various activities at the school that Mrs. Lichtenberg and Mrs. Hand, Miss Markerson, and I think are involved in getting all the tabulations and all that stuff, the class contest. But the thing that really drives this one, from my perspective, is the alumni and how they return, and they're so proud to be a Centerville grad and participate in getting to the Pep Chapel. And I know personally, I talked to people after Pep Chapel, and some guys have even come down to practice and gotten in town on Wednesday or Thursday and come down to watch practice a little bit. And they just, they take pride in the community. They're proud of where they come from. They're proud to come back to this community. And, that's why it's so important for me, my personal perspective, is to win that football game, to put a smile on their face and say, hey, it was worth the trip coming back. And we got to see great friends. We got to see maybe some former teachers, got to walk the halls where we walk. And by gosh, the football team won a game. So there you go. So it's always special. And I don't think the kids realize, the current kids, when they attend Pep Chapel, how important it is to this community. I think it's one of those things that really kind of gets into them after about being gone 5 or 10 years, and they come back and see old classmates that are still attending Pep Chapel and coming in, brings them back together. So yeah, it is special, and it's a designated date for homecoming. We're not going to have it before pancake, so we're always going to have that kind of late homecoming tradition here, and that's fine with that.
Well, let's talk about Fort Madison. This is definitely a game that we should have an opportunity to be successful. Their record not what they wanted to be either, but offensively they've put up some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, and they've gotten better in the last couple of weeks. We got films the last 2 games that we exchanged with them since they're a non-district opponent. We exchanged with them their Fairfield tape and their Washington tape. And 29 points, I believe, in the Fairfield game and 35 points or so into the Washington game that they put up on the board. And they got some speed. I mean, there is no doubt about it. You want to see the 3 yards in a cloud of dust come to the game Friday night, because Fort Madison hardly ever throws the ball. But they loaded up in the backfield with 3 running backs. And one of them was participating in the 100-meter dash state track meet this past spring. And they've got a veteran ball club. They play 17 seniors on the team. They start 9 seniors on defense and a slew of seniors on offense. And nothing fancy. It's basically student body right, student body left. Every once in a while they run a counter or reverse to the layman. As far as that terms, throw it very rarely, but when they do throw it, they might be successful because you're playing the run so hard. So it's going to be a challenge from the standpoint of, stopping the runs, making sure that we meet them at the line of scrimmage and don't get loose. And then on the offensive side, they do give up a bunch of points. They give up a bunch of points on special teams. So we're hoping that, a punt return or a kickoff return, not too many of those, but a kickoff return, put some points, with our special teams and be successful in all 3 phases.
Let's talk about our offense a little bit. At times this year we've struggled offensively, but we've also had times when we look pretty darn good. So talk to me about why sometimes we look so good, because that's what we want, obviously. What's happening when we do have success?
I don't. In the success we've had in the last several games, it's always been what we call our goal line package, was when we load it up and go double tight and put Power I 3 backs in the backfield and put Owens and Hargrave up front and give the ball to Cardini, and he does his little thing in the scrum, as I said, and pops out and goes. That's been our best success. Brett came on last week in the first quarter against North Pope, throwing the ball underneath, using it more like a running game instead of a passing game. Not looking for the big home run ball, but get 5 or 6 or 7 yards. And the timing of it and trying to get in some type of consistency. We've had some injuries that have affected us this Friday night. We got Bryce at running back and Tiger Terpstra. Taylor Misicich has a bad ankle and a knee right now, and he'll be a game time decision. Nathan Grothy has been ruled out for this game. We're going to be very conservative with Nathan with his concussion. The positive, we got Trey Reinhardt coming back. He's been out since the Sheraton game. So just getting some consistency in the offensive line and also in the backfields and trying to get an offensive package that we can run with the people that we have. So I think that's been the main thing with the offense, is just trying to get some consistency and trying to get the people in the right spots to be successful.
Talk a little bit more about Trey Reinhardt. We've got him back. Is he back? Any limitations on him? What are you seeing in practice? Does he look pretty solid?
Well, if you listen to Trey, he's ready to go big time. But
Trey would have told us that.
Yeah, Trey told us that. Yeah, Trey told us that Monday after Sheraton game. But no, you gotta appreciate Trey's enthusiasm. Sometimes it goes over the top, but right now he knows his playing time's limited. He's not playing shape, and that's no criticism of Trey. It's just the facts of the matter is that he hasn't played since the first week of the season, and he'll probably get some work, a little bit of work on defense. I know he's going to get a little work on the offense on the goal line package, and Trey just wants to be out there. He just wants to get out there and get in the mix and see how it goes, and it's kind of like somebody that's had the flu for a while, and they come back to work, they feel really good, and they get going, and then after 2 hours of going really good at work, then all of a sudden they say, wow. And I think that's probably what you'll see Friday night. Trey will be juiced up as far as the adrenaline flowing and everything going, and then all of a sudden he'll be out there for a few minutes and start running out of gas, and he'll he won't want to come out, but we'll take him out, and then we'll have to deal with that on the sideline. But it's nice to have him back. I know how he appreciates playing the game of football, and I think he probably appreciates it a little bit more since he's been out for so long.
Talking football with Coach Chuck Evans. Fort Madison comes to town this Friday night homecoming game. We know they like to run the ball on offense, so let's talk about their defense. They have given up a lot of points. Where do you think we can have success?
Well, I really do. I think we can have success in all phases of the offense, in running and the passing. short and medium range. We put some stuff in this week with our offensive sets that we're going to kind of spread the field a little bit, and they either run a zone coverage, or if they roll up the outside linebackers and bring 6, as they say, then they go into a man-to-man coverage. So we're prepared for both, and I think with some of the stuff that we've been trying to accomplish this week, that will give us a good package, not only in the run game, but also in the throwing game.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and look to wrap up on this week's edition of The Pitch right after this.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. And Friday we've got the curtain riser at 4:45.
Mm-hmm.
And then the big game Friday night, for the again, talking to Dan Harrison, he did indicate that homecoming, there's just a little something extra about it. As a coaching staff, I know they're all important, but you mentioned, obviously, you expect to have some people there that probably aren't there every Friday night. You definitely, win, lose, or draw, I assume you definitely want the boys to look prepared.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You want to, every Friday night you want to, but especially this Friday with the alumni back, and go out and play hard. 100% every play, and don't take anything off. And, with the lack of numbers that we have this year, we'll get guys in the game. I mean, there's not going to be a opportunity just to sit and watch and whatnot. It's kind of like a Chinese fire drill on the sideline sometimes with kids going down, because everybody looks at their depth chart and they say, well, this guy was to back him up, and now he's out, so we got to move him over. So coaches have done a great job of keeping the kids onto the field and recognizing when we have to make substitutions and changes and everything. And when you have to take a timeout to get some kid out, either on offense, defense, or special teams, that doesn't look professional. And we try to make it as clean and as smooth as we can, because we want to save those timeouts and we want the kids to get out on the field and play, have fun playing the game of football.
If you look at our junior high this year, the 7th and 8th grade combined, just one loss. That's got to make you feel good about the future. But there again, kind of comes down to that offensive line. I know at the junior high level, you win a lot of games. If you've got better skilled players, kids get bigger and stronger, you got to have that offensive line. So when you look at those kids, and if you could had a chance to address the young men that are up front, we hear the names that come over the PA of the guys that have the ball in their hands. But if you could address those young men, 7th and 8th graders that are doing the blocking up front, that are the large reason why these teams are successful, what would you say to them?
Well, just having success at the junior high level lends itself for kids staying after football because, you know, they're winning, they're enjoying competing. And I've had those kids in camps from elementary camp all the way up through junior high now with those kids, and they just love to compete. And there's something special about them as far as just playing together as a group. I know talking to them that, you know, when they go home at night, they don't go inside and start whittling their thumbs. They're outside in the yards playing football or on the courts playing basketball or whatever the case might be. They're playing sports, and that's fun. But, you know, we need offensive linemen. They're going to take pride in opening holes. And like I said to our line, if things aren't going right, you get the blame. If things are going well and guys are scoring points, you're not going to hear about it because they're going to talk about the guy scoring the points. So they're kind of that unknown factor, but the great factor from the standpoint of your success when they're doing their job, because things go really well and you can draw things up and quarterback's got time and running backs have got holes, and so we need those kids. And I know some of those linemen at the 8th grade level and 7th grade level, and I think they'll be around. They like to compete and they like to win, and that's kind of a trait you can't coach. It's one of those things that comes from within, and those kids have got it.
You know, I think the thing is people that really watch the football game, you go back to the last great team that Centerville had when we were one game from the Dome, and of course Tanner Susan, one of the great running backs we've had. There may not be a lot of people that can name the guys up front, but I'm guessing that guys like myself and Chad, Josh, still remember Matt Vasquez and Brett Kessler and
Mike England.
Yeah, those guys that, you know, Tanner was phenomenal, but who was the other one? Tyler Birch, and those guys that actually, that team doesn't go 9-0 with Tanner Susan if he doesn't have, I mean, that was one heck of an offensive line, and that's the key.
And then another kid in that team was a fullback with Ethan Mormon that would open up the holes for Tanner Susan and stuff. And I saw that team play their junior year, not their senior year, their junior year. They came over to Mount Pleasant and lost the playoff game. But I was really impressed with that group, and they got off the ball, and Susan ran it so hard that that'd be a fun group to coach. I'll tell you that, because they just dominated people, and that was fun to watch.
The Big Reds, Friday night, homecoming. Let's get a big crowd. Let's get a homecoming victory. Of course, KCOG will be your voice. We'll have the remote Friday morning from the Al Pharmacy that kicks off homecoming, and then we got the chapel, and then we've got the pregame show at 5:30 on Friday night, and then the big game at 7:30 Friday night. For Chad Lee, Josh Bryce, all of our sponsors, it looks like I may not even want to go home and watch this Pirates Cubs game. Not a surprise, I won't lie. Going up against Big Arietta, I did not exactly have the highest of hopes, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, take care.